We have 3 more NHL trades to discuss tonight. I guess a night of NHL business is not yet complete. The Kraken are involved in 2 of these deals, as well as the Coyotes and the Stars in the other deal. We'll discuss the details coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have 3 more NHL trades to discuss. These ones are a little bit less substantial, but still could be important here longer term. The first deal we have is the Dallas Stars have acquired goaltender Scott Wedgewood from the Arizona Coyotes in exchange for a 4th round draft pick in next year's NHL draft in 2023. So it's a little bit of a puzzling scenario. I mean, clearly, at one point, Dallas had all kinds of goalies. We're rumored to be trading a goalie away, and now they're acquiring goalies. So that leads us to think either one of 2 things is happening. One, there's another trade lined up, which I don't think is the more likely scenario. We know that Braden Holtby was recently injured. I think it's more likely here that they've determined that injury is a little bit more serious, and he very well could end up being placed on long-term injury reserve. Maybe he's not able to come back before the end of the regular season. That's certainly up for debate. I know Scott Wedgewood and the Coyotes reportedly did have some dialogue around an extension on a 1-year deal, but that doesn't appear to be the case. The Coyotes really only appear interested in players that are going to be, I think, more part of their longer-term solution, probably, at least 3 to 4 years into the future. Now, their other goalie, Karel Vejmelka, reportedly is in negotiations for an extension on a multi-year deal. So, obviously, he's been playing well. He looks like he's going to get signed. Wedgewood goes to Dallas. I know Wedgewood's bounced around a lot. I kind of feel for him a little bit. I think he was kind of looking forward to maybe staying in Arizona for a little while, but he now moves on to the Dallas Stars. Now, the Kraken have made 2 more trades. The first one involves defenseman Jerard Lauzon going to the Nashville Predators, and the Preds are resending a 2nd-round pick in 2022 to the Kraken for Lauzon. Now, to me, that's a steep price. I'm not really sure what made them want to pay a 2nd-round pick for Lauzon. I mean, Lauzon's okay for a depth defenseman. If they're looking for somebody who could, be either an extra guy, play in a bottom pair, okay, I understand the interest in Lauzon. He's okay for that kind of role, but a 2nd-round pick does seem kind of steep, especially if you look at earlier where the fact that Mark Giordano going to the Leafs didn't even get a 1st, and now Lauzon's getting a 2nd. Seems like a little bit much, but okay, Seattle's done well in that deal. And they also send Mason Appleton back to Winnipeg. Now, they get a 4th-round pick in 2023 for Appleton. So the Kraken here have accumulated a ton of picks. I believe in the next 2 years now, they have like 24 draft picks, which is insane. But in my opinion, Ron Francis and his staff have done a poor job starting off that franchise. In my opinion, they completely butchered the expansion draft. All kinds of solid players they could have taken that they've passed up on. This has not been a good season. Yes, they have all kinds of draft capital, but you're looking at a long ways into the future before we have any chance in seeing a real competitive team there. I'm not sure any of the UFAs really would have seen that coming when they signed there, looking at Grubauer, Schwartz, those guys. Obviously, some of these guys signed later on into the season too. But anyways, I think they could have done things a little bit differently there. Mason Appleton essentially goes back to Winnipeg. This is kind of like Andrew Kopp insurance. Andrew Kopp is likely to get dealt by the Jets. It's believed they're engaged in a conversation with a few teams right now. They're really looking for a 1st-round pick in return. It's believed that teams are offering 2 2nd-round picks, and they're looking to upgrade that. So, obviously, Appleton and Kopp can play a similar role. Kopp is going to be a UFA next year, where Appleton's still under contract and can be done a little bit cheaper. So it saves them some money, gives them a player they're familiar with, and like I said, he can essentially replace Kopp once he's traded, which is expected to happen, if not here through the night, then tomorrow before the deadline hits. So 3 more trades for you. There is 1 more video coming out after this, and then I'm calling it a night. Going to catch some sleep and get rested up for tomorrow's deadline. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and stick around. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest news, rumors, and analysis of all 32 NHL teams. And of course, this is the place to be for NHL Trade Deadline 2022 coverage. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.